We're Rich and Robin.
This is our midlife van. We travel in it part-time.
Come on in.
Come on in.
So this is our kitchen area, and one of the things that I really wanted was a big farmhouse sink and then this butcher block countertop. And so we cut out the butcher block for the sink, but we also store the cutout over here on the other side to have for more counter space when we wanted more prep space. And then the faucet we really like because it comes out, we can swivel it around and clean outside or use it inside. Our drinking water is separate than our fresh water for our faucet and our shower. Our drinking water is a 5-gallon container under the sink, and we have this marine manual pump that we use for our drinking water. So we have 2 sources of water. And then we just have a soap dispenser that makes it nice and handy, especially all during COVID with the hand washing. Our refrigerator is a 110 refrigerator that runs off our inverter. And what we really like about it is it's got a really big freezer. And then the refrigerator is also a nice size as well. We can usually hold quite a bit of food in the refrigerator. And I like how it's like a retro look dorm style fridge. Next to it, we built some shelves. We have 4 shelves with just some metal baskets that kind of store extra kitchen stuff and more storage utensils and stuff like that. Our cabinets that we built are overhead cabinets. The back 2 ones are for storage for clothes, but our front one is for food. Not much in there right now. We need to go shopping, but food and other supplies. And then we wanted some things easily available, and maybe that took up a lot of room in the upper cabinet. So we built this little hanging shelf that has our protein powders and other powders in it, and nuts and stuff that makes it easy to get to that way. Our backsplash, when we were building our van, we really wanted to do it on a budget. This is some vinyl peel and stick tiles that I already had from another project at my house. So I just threw them up on the wall, and there you go. Our friends, when we bought our van, who now have a van, at the time they had an RV, bought us this little cute little sign. At the beginning of the pandemic, my daughter and I did a lot of rock painting. So one of the rocks I painted was our van with a campfire, and that kind of sits down there. And some other gifts people have given us on our travels kind of hang on our key hook. So we built this bench. It's 4 feet long, and it houses our batteries, our inverter, and then part of it is actually more storage for the kitchen. We actually have a microwave, we have some pots and pans, we have our induction stove, we have a cast iron griddle that we use on our fire pit, and a bunch of other kitchen stuff. So it actually holds quite a bit, and it's a great place to sit, and we enjoy the views. And one of the reasons that I wanted the bench seat over here is facing out the sliding glass door to enjoy a view, whether we're eating or just hanging out. We installed 2 swivel seats in the front, and that's another place that we use to eat. Sometimes one of us will be in the swivel seat, one of us will be on the bench, and then we have a little swivel table here that goes and swivels around whether you want to sit and work on the laptop or eat or have a snack. And then I also threw in a little cup holder. We have more storage overhead. The first side is bathroom stuff for the both of us, and the other side we have more extra food, some glassware. We put bottles in there, whatever we might pick up along our travels that we need more food for. And then overhead, we have our overhead storage has a lot of our camera equipment and then things like that.
I'm Rich.
And I'm Robin.
So this is our van. We had 2 RVs, Class Cs before this, and so, but they were a pain because you had to store them somewhere, and you had to pay for storage, and you always had to worry about it. And the negative of paying to store it somewhere else is, besides the cost, is it's also out of sight, out of mind. And so then you kind of forget you have this and you don't take advantage of it. The beauty of this size is fits in our driveway, and so it's in our face all the time, so it's always inviting us to go out and do something. So
we travel part-time in the van, and originally I was not a fan of getting the van, but Rich had been researching.
Did a lot of research and looking at, you know, should we get another Class C, get a smaller one, or should we go with this van life that, you know, I started to discover. And so we were probably a little bit late into it, but it was early 2019 is when we started looking at it, when I started looking at it. So I had to twist Robin's arm a little bit, but we did go down to a van gathering, van life gathering down in Fiesta Island in San Diego. And that gave us both the opportunity, more importantly, it gave Robin the opportunity to see that there was a whole lot of different things that you can do with the van.
And to see the van in person, I definitely, if you think about getting a van, recommend going in one, walking around one, sitting in one, and see if it's something that might interest you.
Yeah.
So for our fixed bed, originally we had an ottoman storage unit that we used to step to get into the bed. And then after traveling for a little while, we finished off the space underneath the bed with 2 drawers and then a pull-out slide. A pull-out slide to step into the bed that has the 500-pound drawer slides to make it really easy. And then we have added some latches to our drawers just to keep things, when you're on a windy road, all in place. And so we have more kitchen stuff here, our blender, etc., and then extra food and more drinks down at the bottom. So I am sitting in the shower, toilet / seating area. And so underneath we have our cassette toilet. We only do number 1 in our cassette toilet. So that's pretty easy to clean. We just take it out and clean it. If we want to take a shower, then we will take the bench off, take the toilet out, and then we hang up a shower curtain and we have our shower. So we have a 24-gallon water tank in the garage. Like I said, we have separate water for drinking. So we carry 8 gallons of fresh water for drinking, and then we have the 24 for our showers and cleaning. And we have a 4-gallon water heater that runs off the inverter. And so we usually shower, depends on where we're at. If we're hiking a lot and in the water a lot, we're showering more often. We also have an outdoor solar shower if we're at the beach and swimming and kayaking. But we probably shower every few days in the van, and we usually go maybe a week with our water supply.
So when we were trying to figure out how we wanted the bed design, we were pretty fixated that we wanted to have a fixed bed instead of having convert back and forth. And that also gave the ability to have a garage underneath. And so it was important for me to have a lot of storage area. I like to keep my bikes in the garage and not have them on the outside. So when we were trying to figure out what kind of bed we wanted a queen size. So it's a queen, I guess it's a queen RV size. And when we designed the bed frame, we actually worked with a buddy and we actually made a frame, and it's out of pretty heavy steel tubing. It's probably an overkill and probably an over design. We just wanted to have it last, so probably in hindsight maybe would have made it smaller with maybe aluminum. But one feature that we designed into it is to be able to have it turn into a futon. So this actually lifts up and we're able to have a brace, and then we can actually be able to sit in the back and be able to have the doors open at the beach and then be able to kind of just veg. We also were trying to figure out, some builds have air conditioning. We didn't want to have an AC unit, so we have 2 max fans, one in the front and then one in the back. And so it's really nice to have one that's right over us while we're sleeping or laying in the back. And so one can go in, one can go out, and it actually just draws a whole lot of air supply through the van. On the back side here, we wanted to have something for storage, and more importantly, to charge our phone. So it's a nice little area, so we don't have to have plugs in the wall and get tangled up in that. So we have the 110 to be able to charge a laptop, but then we also have USBs to charge our phones at night, and then anything else we want to store up here. Usually our vitamins and stuff that we want to get to in the morning is up here as well. We were originally, when we were designing it, we didn't think we needed a heater because we don't like to travel in cold areas. But then did a little more research and looking at different ones. They got Webasto, and then they have the knockoffs on Amazon. So decided to take a chance with that. Really good reviews, $150. You got a complete heater. It has its own tank. I got a 5-liter tank that's underneath the bed. We use clean kerosene, so it's odorless and it's clear, and so you can't smell it, but it heats up really well. I mean, it just, you know, we're at Bryce, it was 18 degrees outside, and we're able to get it up to 60 in here and just be real comfortable at night. So easy to control. It was easy to install. We have the outlet. The air comes right out of here and just goes through the cabin, and then the heater is in the garage. What really made it critical for us is Robin has been through 3 different cancers, and so when we bought this, she was just starting her 2nd cancer, chemo treatments, and so it was a great outlet for us to be able to go out and do things and not have to have long-term reservations or commitments of where we want to go, and where's this 32-foot motorhome going to fit or not. So it's just it opened up a whole lot of I guess flexibility and being able to just go at a moment's notice. So Robin, how you feeling this weekend? Let's just go out and do things. So I was still working. I was still working in Ohio, coming home every other weekend, trying to do the build, but it also gave an outlet of trying to, I can't fix her, so maybe I can fix a van and be able to build something to help us both. Here's our garage. So like I mentioned, it was a priority to have a garage for storage space, and then also be able to keep the bikes inside. And so this was really nice. We were able to fit Robin's e-bike. Then I either bring my mountain bike or I bring my road bike, and I have different mounts for that. Keep that inside. We also have our fire pit. So we have a propane powered fire pit, and then we keep a propane tank here. So our build, we didn't do any propane or for the whole build, but we do keep a tank in here for just the fire pit. Here's our water tank. It's a 4-gallon electrical water tank, a water heater, and then we have our 24-gallon freshwater tank that's actually over the wheel well, so it gives us a little bit more room inside. The electrical system we have to support the water heater and support the fridge and everything else we have. So we have 500 watts of solar on the roof, so 5 100-watt panels. Then we have 3 AGM batteries that are 125 amp hours each. And then we have a 3,000-watt inverter that powers everything. And then we have USB chargers all around that based off that. So it does pretty well keeping up. This is a 2014 Ram ProMaster. It had 150,000 miles on it. And so it was a delivery van. And so it was already pretty much banged up and had, scuffs and marks. But it was also great to be able to just take a chance of doing a build without buying a $60,000 van and wondering if I was going to screw it up by cutting holes into to put the fans in. So it's worked out really well. I also made sure we put a trailer hitch on it, so it's a full frame trailer hitch, and we actually when we go out to the desert, we'll go ahead and tow our Jeep. We have a Wrangler to be able to tow behind, and so once we get to areas, we're able to go off-roading and not just off-road in the vans. I guess what we've also been documenting different areas we've been going to, different national parks, different locations that we've been on our travels. So we try to take the opportunity to throw stickers all over the place.
So then we decided it was time to do early retirement and hit the road more often. So we took the opportunity to do that last August. And
yeah, fortunately we were blessed. I work for a great company, and besides the 401k and a pension, allowed us financially to be able to retire at 55. And more importantly, be able to go out and do and see a bunch of things, because you can't take anything for granted. Who knows what tomorrow's going to be? So go out and capture everything you can.
Do everything you can today, because you don't know what tomorrow is. Tomorrow is not promised.
It is not promised, but yeah. And so you can follow us
on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. Our Midlife Van or ourmidlifevan.com.
So OUR, right?
OUR. Thank you, Tiny Home Tours. We'll see you out on the road.
Yep.